What's up, my handsome little huckleberries? This is Rob from the Gay Guy Plays, and today on #confirmed, we are digging into Devstream 130 to have a little chat about Empyrean, the next mainline update, as well as some very sexy deluxe skins. Now, if you guys are wondering what exactly is going on with Gauss and Grendel, I actually published a video on that yesterday, which I will leave linked up in the top corner, as well as one down in the description box below. This covers all of Grendel's abilities, as well as Gauss's signature weapon and his release date. So with that aside, let's go ahead and jump on in. Now, the first update that I wanted to pull you in on is a bit small, like a huckleberry. We are getting new mastery rank badges. Now, I'm fully aware that mastery rank doesn't necessarily dictate how much skill you have in the game or how long you've been with the game for, but it does commemorate the fact that your ass was able to grind and grind and grind through weapons, warframes, companions, K-drives. You made it through all of that. So enjoy yourself a nice shiny little badge for all of your efforts. Moving along, we do have two deluxe skins to take a look at, the first of which is Equinox, and I know this one is very polarizing. I've heard some opinions on it on Twitter and in YouTube comments, but the one thing that I do have to say is, while it might not necessarily be everyone's cup of tea, I highly suggest waiting till we get the polished version of it, because this does seem to be a little raw. I don't know if the textures are 100% finalized on this version, and like we're going to be taking a look at later, we saw a preview of Avara's deluxe skin, and it looked a little bit more matted. It didn't look as vivacious as it currently looks in game, so this is just kind of like the first work in progress draft that we've seen live and in game. Now, there are definitely some things I'm very excited about when it comes to this, so if you guys haven't seen it, this is night, this is day, and then the furthest on over is going to be the combined form. I absolutely love the skirt on the day form. I just love all of the detailing that's going on over there. The night form, I really like the boots. I know you guys don't like tiny feet, but I think it kind of looks like sharp and pointy, so I'm definitely into that, but I am not into like the weird kind of roses that are coming up the chest that have the lights going on the middle. It kind of triggers my tryptophobia a little bit, so I'm like, I don't necessarily know if I like that. And the combined form, of course, is a little bit of a challenge. Looks really unique, so I can't wait to see the finished version. I don't think that we should judge it quite yet. Now, speaking of finished versions, we got to see the hyper-polished version of the Avara Deluxe skin that I think the last time we took a peek at it was over in TennoCon. That first version, I liked. I was like, oh, this is cool. I can't wait to see where they go with this. And oh, Skyers did not come to play. Every single time, listen, there is a deluxe skin that gets launched. I'm like, wow, how could they top this one? This one is kind of freaking fantastic. And listen, that's Skyers' baby. For those of you guys who don't know, Skyers designed Avara. So of course, he was going to make his baby look absolutely gorgeous. And shit, it hurts. It is so good. The textures are on point. The frills around the face. Okay, listen. We were looking at kind of like poison tree frog before, but now it looks kind of avian, but also kind of lioness, because it's got all of the, I don't know, glowing bits that are kind of like flowing around the face like a mane, so it could be like a frilled lizard too. It's just so many things going on. That crossbow on the hip, I just love all of it, and I cannot wait to get it in game, and we're not even done yet because the deluxe version also has an upgraded version of the Artemis bow. Like, legit straight out of Monster Hunter. But I can't even say straight out of Monster Hunter because I want to say like an elevated version of Monster Hunter, because we're going to be able to customize this however we want to. And we know, listen, I love Monster Hunter, but the dyes in there are not that great. So this is just like a dream come true. I'm so excited for this. I know it's not going to make the next mainline update, but please, soon. My mouth is so wet. I need it in my life. So, really excited about that. But since I mentioned it, let's go ahead and have a chat about the next mainline update. So this one is actually going to include Gauss and is slated for somewhere towards the end of August. So hopefully we'll be seeing it sooner or later. So along with Gauss, we're actually going to be getting a disruption mode, which we'll go into a bit more of an in-depth chat with in a second. But we're also going to be getting look link and mod link. For those of you guys who don't know what that is, it's going to be the ability to link your current fashion setup or your current mod setup to other players. And so what they'll end up doing is they'll end up clicking on it, and they can go ahead and take a look at what colors you've used, what fashion pieces you've used, and they'll get the option to kind of like try them on. Same thing goes for the mods. You'll be brought to a nice little screen that kind of has a stat breakdown comparison, so that you can go ahead and give that a shot if you wanted to. Really excited about those things. Will help a lot of newer players out, or you know, if you just want to trade fashion looks, call me. I'll link you if I have the chance. Listen, I can't have like 50 of y'all messaging me at the same time. Next thing, we have something that I'm very happy about. The ribbon cap is going to increase to 120. There are definitely some moments where I've had to liquidate a couple of these ribbons in order to make space for new ribbons, and I know that some of you guys are in the same predicament as I am, and I'm maxed out at that 90, so 120 is going to be nice. But in addition to that, they are actually introducing Sentinel weapon ribbons. Not introducing, but reintroducing. Before, whenever you would kind of like roll a ribbon, you'd have a chance at getting a Sentinel ribbon. Instead, this way, they're kind of more isolating it so that you can pick that up from Samaris. And now Samaris will have something for you guys to continuously go back to, instead of just kind of like only doing him when doing him. He has no body, but you know what I mean? Well, he has all of us, but not like a physical body, to go ahead and do that for your night waves. So at least there's a reason. Anyway, moving along from that awkward moment, let's go ahead and jump a little bit more into Disruption. Now, Disruption is a mode that I actually quite enjoy. I think it's very fun. However, there are no rewards in there, aside from relics, that I think more veteran players are really, like, needing. So it's kind of like one of those things this is a fun to play mode, but also it's kind of a waste of time because we're not getting anything from it. So it would be nice if it was fun to play and also felt rewarding at the same time. And don't give me this bullshit about, well, the experience in and of itself should be your reward. Go fuck yourself. That's not a thing in real life, okay? Regardless, they're introducing some new rewards to it. They are saying that they're going to be putting some effort into bettering the rewards to make sure that they are suited to the types of players that are playing them. Now, I want to clarify that because I get it. Like, there are going to be lower level disruption modes for some of the players who maybe aren't as advanced, and they probably shouldn't get access to all of the big things. However, when you are playing in those higher level disruption modes, you should be compensated accordingly for the effort that you're putting in, and also enjoying yourself at the same time. Now, the two new ones that they're introducing, which I'm very excited about, because I think they said that they're going to be 5 nodes all in all that they're going to be introducing, but 2 of them, one is going to be a Kuva one, so that's going to be found in the Kuva Fortress, and I love the fact that they're kind of like doubling down on this. The Kuva Fortress should reward Kuva. It's like a thematic reason to go back, and Kuva is something that a lot of us really like bathing in. We just want to just splash it all over our faces and just roll around in it so that we can get all of the juicy ribbons, right? So that is definitely one of the things I'm really excited for. It's a new way for us to get our hands on that juicy Kuva, but even juicier a topic, they're going to be introducing a mode to Lua. So to go along with that, they said that they're going to have exclusive rewards there as well, but they have not released what they are. So I'm excited to see what it is. Hopefully it's, and I'm gonna get some heat from this, I hope that it's not something throwaway, just like some fashion bits and bobs. Like, let it be something that really affects the game. Oh, I can feel all of my fashion framers out there saying, what are you talking about? Fashion frame affects the game in every way! And yeah, I get it, but like, you know, I want something that affects the game at its core. Something that is rewarding for people who are looking for a bit more of a challenge. So I'm really excited to see what they bring to that. The other nodes I'm probably not going to visit because really who the fuck cares unless it's got something special for me, right? Now, speaking of something special, we're going to go ahead and have a chat about Empyrean. Now, I'm actually going to link a video that I did previously to Empyrean, mainly because of the fact that that basically breaks down everything that they said for the stream. However, there are a couple little bits and bobs that they kind of pulled out of their bag, and I was like, oh, that is definitely worth talking about. So I will leave the Empyrean breakdown vid up in the top corner as well as in the description box. Again, go watch it if you haven't. It will break down everything that they've already said and give you a close look at some of the Empyrean abilities. So let's kick things off. So the weapons they talked about are going to be upgraded through a tech tree. So the reason that they're doing this is they wanted to have something different from Warframes. They didn't want your Railjack to just feel like a Warframe that you fly around, right? So there's going to be some tech trees to upgrade our weapons, and we would be able to upgrade our weapons through some research as well. So there's multiple avenues that they've got there. They said that we would be able to research our weapons and systems, but also there are certain ones that we would be able to find out in the wild. So it's not just going to be able to kind of like grab everything from the console on your dojo. However, you'd be able to actually find some through adventuring, which is a great incentive for us to go out and adventure. Now, to kind of go along with that, they did talk about having randomized mods, and this is really, really interesting because what they stated basically is that you'd be able to go out and find different strengths of mods out in the world. So they were saying you would have a 3% repair rate, but you could also find a mod out there that had a 4% repair rate and another mod out there that might have a 5% repair rate. However, while all of these mods, you know, there are increased strength in those mods, they would also have increased drains on your ship's energy. So there might be some value in keeping some of the lower drain mods, mainly because of the fact that you can only turn on mods if you have enough energy to do so. So while you might have a 5 energy or 5 health per second regeneration on your ship, the energy cost of that might be too big a drain in conjunction with the other systems that you have in play. So it might not necessarily be too bad to have a couple different versions of the same mod at different strengths. Definitely like that, but the only thing that I like to know is, can you tell us like where the ceiling is? Like, let us know if that we get the 5% repair rate one, that's like the top level 5%. You know what I mean? That there's not going to be a 6%, 7%. Like, let us know where the top cap is so that I'm not out there searching for something that doesn't exist. Another interesting point that they went ahead and brought up as well is the fact that instead of upgrading these modules that you'd be installing into your ship for like things like repair rates, you would actually be upgrading the slots that you have them put in. So I almost think about this as like polarizing a slot in a Warframe to make it run a little bit more efficiently. So I do feel like they tried to do something different, but they basically did the same thing that they're already doing. I'm like, I see you, DE, but do you see you? Do you see you? So that's definitely a thing that I find interesting. It's kind of like basically polarizing your Railjack. And to be honest with you, I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I'd rather kind of like see everything in action, and then we'll have a discussion about how effective their ideals are of all of that. Now, the next bit that I wanted to have a chat about is hiring and firing ship staff. Now, we talked about this in the previous video, I think in that video that I'm going to be linking, which is hiring syndicate members. Now, I've always thought that this is really, really a cool idea because we have these syndicates that we're paired with, so it would be really, really nice for them to be able to contribute onto our ship. It would bring some spirit on our ship, and in fact, they kind of address that, saying that these are like mods with souls. You know, they add some much needed flavor, and I do believe they even mentioned the fact that you might hear some unique dialogue with it. So I don't know. I'm excited to see how it all plays out. Again, Empyrean is something that we're still waiting for like a release window for. They did kind of speculate that it would be maybe towards the end of this year, towards the beginning of next year. We'll see when it all drops. Regardless, it seems like something pretty big is a brewing. However, addressing all of the big things that are brewing, I wanted to give you guys a quote from Scott, because he actually talked about how Railjack might release. And they said releasing dry dock, releasing the ability to build, releasing factions to fight, releasing places to go, will all be, not all at once, we'll be kind of staggered out. So keep in mind that all of these things are not necessarily going to come at the same time, but it does sound like it is confirmation that we'll be getting the dry dock first, and clans will be able to build that. Then after that, they'll be releasing the ability to build your ship. and then after that, they'll be releasing the actual ability to go fly out and fight enemies. The first enemy faction that they said they would be launching would be Grenier, which kind of bums me out because I kind of want to see more than just Grenier all over the place. But listen, we don't know how much content is going to be there, and it might be like, I know that some of these staggered releases kind of feel like, oh, this is all we get to experience, but sometimes in my brain, I kind of think, oh, I can really like dig in, get everything that there is to get, know that I have enough time before the next launch that we'll be able to like farm out all of those items. It's like, it's almost kind of like budgeting my time and saying, okay, this is how much time I have to complete all of the things. So for me, it doesn't necessarily sound like a bad idea, but you know what? Let me know how you feel about it down in the comments below. Tell me how you feel about the Deluxe Skins. Are you excited? I don't know how you're not excited about the Avara Deluxe. I'm excited. I'm kind of still drooling over it right now. Are you excited for Gauss after seeing his abilities? Same thing goes for Grendel. Toss all of your feelings down in the comments below, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!